Today, I want to talk about a fantasy world based on Asian culture and myth. It also has many anime influences. This world has two main installments, with much technological advancement between them. Some fans found this new technology off-putting, though I would personally argue that the franchise set it up in advance and incorporated it into the story well. A central theme of the world is that of tradition versus progress. The tradition side is partially composed of spirits, an incredibly varied, luminescent species, both help and fight humans. On the progress side, the world has incredible technology, such as mechs. The progress side made a major breakthrough by discovering how to use spirit energy as a technological power source. That's right, today I'm going to talk about the world of Avatar. Please don't leave in droves. I just needed a break since my last video was so research intensive. Staring at Skyfall page after Skyfall page will break you eventually. I'm still going to mostly make videos about magic, and anyway, I threatened to do this several times before, so really, if this is a surprise, it's your fault for not following me on Twitter. Again, I am begging you not to leave in droves. But anyway, Avatar. I love Avatar. The shows, the comics, the books. I've never played any of the video games, not due to their quality or anything. I'm just morally opposed to using the cosmic powers of the Avatar in death matches against fully regular children. I'm all for using them against Garfield, though. For evidence of my love of Avatar, just look at my collection of some of the wisest characters in fiction, positioned to watch me as I work. I think that anyone who watches Avatar as a kid finds themselves fantasizing about mastering the elements. But as an adult, I've realized that most of the bending shown in the shows, while really cool looking, isn't very practical in my day-to-day life. This may ruin the ultra-tough image I built up by talking about a fantasy card game on the internet. I've never had to ritually fight my dad's coworker, for example. For every time someone uses bending to heat up tea, there are 2 or 3 variants on punching or slicing that just aren't that relevant to me. So in this video, I'd like to rank every single bending ability, based on how personally useful they are to me, a college student who doesn't fight or know any martial arts. As a disclaimer, I clumped a lot of similar or related abilities together, so I wouldn't be here all day. So I got most of these abilities from the Avatar Wiki, so if there's a weird distinction or name, blame them. If there are any glaring omissions, also blame them. For example, the page listing waterbending abilities forgot spiritbending. I caught that one, but some others may have fallen through. Now that I'm done bad-mouthing this useful free resource, let's proceed. 49. Suffocation and bloodbending are just uncool to do to another person, and you generally have to do bloodbending during a full moon, which is just inconvenient. I don't have to track that, or get up at night. 48. Natural disasters. I just can't think of a practical reason to create a natural disaster. Global warming has that covered. 47. Offensive firebending and also lava bending. It's not going to end well for anyone, myself included. 46. Materials that I do not encounter in my daily life. There are no vines where I live, and those are the only types of plants that are cool to bend. Also, I checked, and the closest desert to me is 2,000 miles away, and the closest beach to me is Virginia Beach, which is even worse. 45. Energy bending. I don't think this can be used to give myself more energy. That's really all that I want. 44. Incredibly situational. I've never had to do stuff like fight a boat. I don't envision ever doing so, to be honest. 43. Mass scale bending. I guess I could prove all those people who say you need teamwork or perseverance or something to move a mountain wrong, and I could recreate that Bugs Bunny scene everyone posts whenever the Florida government does something terrible, which is daily at this point. 42. Various offensive earth and ice abilities. I'm not going to punch somebody with a rock or a massive chunk of ice. 41. Various offensive airbending and waterbending abilities. Not particularly relevant to me, but they seem less likely to accidentally collapse the house I'm in or set on fire, so they're higher up. Honestly, I'm not sure which is safer in a fight, water or air. Also, would covering your hands in water actually make them better at punching? Someone who knows physics, let me know. 40. Various imprisonings. This is inhumane. The ice ones are especially bad. 39. Dust cloud. I don't live in a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. 38. Earth tunneling. I don't live in a Bugs Bunny cartoon either. Man, 2 Bugs Bunny references in one video. My finger really is on the pulse of pop culture. 37. Rock shoes. Seems very uncomfortable. 36. Compression. Pointless. And essentially impossible in the case of water, from my understanding. 35. Earth smash. Outside of Minecraft, I don't punch a lot of rocks. 34. Tracking abilities. Hard to think of a non-creepy application for this. 33. Construction. I think my local zoning commission would disapprove of me making my own house. 32. Magnetization. Apparently, according to some poorly edited children's book that I did not read, the Dai Li are capable of magnetizing themselves to rocks. I don't think I can accept that. For one, that's a very complex application of earthbending to have apparently been discovered before metalbending. And two, I feel like magnetizing yourself enough to support your entire body weight would be a bad idea. They're definitely just using earth gloves or shoes to stick, right? 31. Ice floor. I don't like ice skating all that much. 30. Air funnel. You can use this to shoot at items. I think the t-shirt cannon has this ability covered. 29. Bending non-traditional stuff like salt, crystals, ink, and soup. I could save a lot of money on cups and bowls. And if I got into selling crystals, I could make bank at my school. 28. Any flying/launching/climbing abilities other than true flight. Flying would be cool, but I would mess it up and die. 27. Deflection and dodging abilities. I just don't get that many things thrown at me. I haven't even played dodgeball in like a decade, since it was banned at my old high school. Also, I do recognize the irony in putting dodging and blocking in the same category, since there was an entire episode about how different they are. 26. Bubble. Much like assisted flight, this is cool, but very easy to mess up. I don't want to drown or get the bends or something. 25. Things made of ice that definitely shouldn't be made of ice. I'd rather use a ramp that wasn't slippery and keep a grip on something that wouldn't be painful to touch. 24. Streaming the water. Your standard moving water around. I'd win every water balloon fight, I guess. 23. Water movement. The state I live in literally has 2 naturally occurring lakes. I don't live by any bodies of water big enough for this to be especially useful, but I might be in an annoyingly slow boat someday. Scenic river tour? Not today. 22. Snowball. These literally already exist. 21. Muddle bending. I could get out of a car crash easier, I guess. 20. Glass bending. It would be cool to be able to pick up every shard of glass from a dropped item. Well, not cool. Useful. 19. Things that could be used for art. It seems unfair to steal attention from actual artists. They have art enough. Although I am an actual artist, check out my photography page. It's linked below. Also, earth etching let me sign my name on literally any sidewalk. I live in a very pedestrian-friendly city. This is too much power. 18. Flight. Flying is cool. And I appreciate that there is no constant propulsion or careful landing needed, so I probably wouldn't die. However, it requires giving up all of your earthly tethers, and I have a lot of those. Korean science fiction about trains, where the trains are a metaphor for capitalism. Lego. The mid-2000s alternative rock boom. Twitter. Actually, I should get rid of that last one. Still follow me, though. 17. Air cushion. I would never intentionally set out to test this, because I would mess it up and die, but this would be useful if I fell off of something. 16. Land transportation. You can already see myself tearing through campus on this, knocking over every bird scooter user in sight. However, I feel like I would mess it up, and it looks hard on the knees. 15. Picking things up abilities. I guess I drop my keys sometimes. 14. Slicing and drilling abilities. I might have to cut down a tree someday. 13. Hypersensitivity. I play cross-platform first-person shooters on a console. When I do play games on my laptop, I use a 7-year-old $20 mouse. I'm clearly not the kind of guy to shave my head for a minor tactical advantage. 12. Breath of wind. You can use it offensively, or more relevantly to me, you can use it to be louder. This would be very useful for talking to my friends at concerts and stuff. 11. Spiritual projection. I could prank my friends really good with this. 10. Mudbending. You ever get mud on your shoes? It's there forever. Until now. 9. Fire augmentation. You can use this to control or put out fires, which is good for safety and all, but more importantly, crafting the perfect bonfire. 8. Water pressure manipulation. The obvious joke to make is about my shower, but honestly, it's the one thing in my apartment that works. I would like to walk on water though. Would that be blasphemous? 7. Steam manipulation and condensation. On the other hand, my bathroom fan is useless. 6. Lightning generation. I haven't gotten around to playing Miles Morales, but my understanding is that 60% of that game is charging phones with raw electricity, so hopefully that's how it works in real life. 5. Cloud bending. I was going to rank this low because clouds are high, but then I remembered fog. I could probably drive safer with this. 4. External temperature manipulation. My fridge is slightly too warm, but the top is also frozen solid. I could really use an easy way to unfreeze it. 3. Water filtering. The water in my apartment's been tasting weird lately. I should really talk to someone about it. Or I could just do this. 2. Internal heat regulation. I get cold sometimes. 1. Healing. I injure myself a lot. I also wake up with weird bruises and scratches. This would be very helpful. And with that, all mundane bending applications have been ranked. Which abilities did I forget? What applications did I miss? please let me know below. And please consider subscribing or contributing to my Patreon if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and don't leave in droves.